What is up, my friends? My name is Ecothrumi, and today I'm coming at you guys with another pro tip video, this time from Marks and Mike from the Circle of Clans. He is the best Pekka Smash player that I know in this game. We have a bunch of replays that we're going to go over with you. I have him on voice, and he's going to tell you guys exactly how to execute this strategy so you can have the best chances of 3-starring in war. Alright guys, so here we are. I have Mike on the line and we're going to start breaking down this Pekka Smash attack strategy for you. I have 4 replays, 3 of which were successful raids and 1 which did not go to plan. So Mike is here to tell us exactly what he thinks about when he's putting these attacks together, what the composition is, what he looks for in bases, and basically how he puts the attack together to be successful. So Mike, thanks for coming down to the channel today. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Echo?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to get into some Pekka Smash. So why don't you get us started on what you're looking at here and how things go?
Okay, so obviously we're looking at a farming raid that I did. We're trying to translate into a war attack strategy because this is a war attack strategy. Too expensive for farming, but I tried to pick some replays that were against max bases. This doesn't have max walls, but it has max defenses. Yeah. So what we look for in a war attack is something that I only have to use 1 jump in that allows a lot of walking ability for my queen and my Pekkas. And then you can see in this base, lots of room for the queen, Pekkas, bowlers to walk all the way around the base. Yep. You only need 1 jump to get into the core of the base and wreck it, basically.
Got it.
And when I start my queen walk, my main queen walk goal is to take out the clan castle without walking her healers into an air defense or walking her into a single target inferno. Okay. So on this base, with the clan castle being in the center, there's basically 2 spots I could start a queen walk, one at 3 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock. I chose to start her at 3 o'clock in this strategy because I didn't need a baby drag to push her in the right direction, easily break her into the wall, take out the clan castle, and with the inferno being set to multi-target, I didn't have to worry about her being melted. If that was a single target, I would have started her at 6 o'clock and tried to bring my Pekkas and bowlers into the ring before the single target and targeted her, so everything could smash that inferno before it took anything else out. So this strategy works best against ring bases, donut bases, like double rings, you know, those type of bases. So the basic general strategy is you're going to set up baby dragons for the funnel, queen walk into the clan castle, have her meet up with the Pekka walk, everything walks around the base, just completely smashes it. So that's the Pekka Smash in general. All
right, shall we get into it and you can kind of let us know what's going on as it's happening?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1, and play. So that queen walk is going to start over in the east, as you said.
Yes, I always bring the warden with the queen walk, just in case she runs into trouble. In this case, I drop a bowler down so I can get those wall breakers into the wall to open that up. I should be dropping the warden. There he is. And from here, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not quite sure which way she's going to walk once she gets into the base, to the south or to the north. Just dropping rage, keep her up. Okay. At this point, I'm hoping she goes in and takes care of that expo, which she ends up doing. And in this replay, there happens to be not a clan castle because it's a farming replay. You can't always control that. So,
right, of course.
Right now, she's not in any danger. The healers, unfortunately, target the warden, so I drop that rage just to bring those healers back up to the queen as soon as possible. And she's kind of getting into the point where she's going to hit another set of point defenses. So that's when I drop my Pekkas, drop that baby dragon so they can go directly into the base. Those Pekkas start tanking for some of those point defenses.
Yeah.
And already at this point, I know it's going to be a 3-star. There's nothing that's going to stop these guys. They're just going to walk around this entire base and smash it. And if you notice, the eagle's raining down. It's not doing a thing.
No, it's not.
No, it does a little splash damage to the bowlers, but with those healers raged up, they right back up to full health.
Yeah,
no problems, just completely smashing this base. Even if even if there was a clan castle, it wouldn't have been an issue. I believe all the point defenses are maxed on this base.
Hey, look it.
And at this point, I just saved the jump for last, so get everything to that town hall at the very end to take out the town hall.
So basically what you're looking at with this attack is a huge kill squad. Everything is a tanky troop in this attack. There's nothing nothing that can't take a few hits.
Yeah, the bowlers are what you want to protect, and you know, the Pekkas do a good job of tanking for any point defenses. If they get out of range of any healers, they can take a couple of shots from point defenses without going down. Yeah, and that's it.
That was a beautiful attack. I mean, like you said, there was no clan castle in that one, but I don't even know if you lost a troop in that attack. So even if there was a CC, you still would have been able to smash that base.
Yes, it was. And the heroes, the queen and king weren't maxed either, but when I'm planning these attacks, I don't even look at the king or queen. Like, I don't look at the eagle, I don't look at the king, I don't look at the queen. Don't care about giant bombs, I don't care about spring traps, because the Pekkas are going through and taking care of all of that before they get to the bowlers. Yeah. And you basically, the only thing you're looking for when you're planning this out attack, you know, if it's a cleanup attack, you're looking for air mines, you're looking for clan castle troops, inferno towers if they're single or multi. But that's the only thing you really have to pay attention to as a strategy.
All right, well, it sounds good. It sounds strong. Why don't we get into a second attack? I'm already sitting there on the second one we're going to look at, which was the first one that you shared. If you want to get there, I have it paused at 248. We can get this rolling in a second. Now, before we get into this one, though, I want to talk about the army composition. We didn't talk about that before we got in there, especially where you're placing your healers, because I see you have 7 healers in the composition. I want to know how many you are putting on top of the Pekka versus how many you're putting on top of the queen, because some people may not know where to put those healers.
I always put 4 healers on with my queen. If I happen to lose one to an air mine, and in this replay is a good example of that, because I lose 3 of my healers to air mines. I will always put any extra healers onto the queen before I start my Pekka walk. And then whatever healers I have left over, I will put on the Pekkas. Okay. And this is a good example of why I don't go after an eagle, because this replay goes kind of wrong. This attack does. The queen walks the wrong direction. I end up having to break her in and get the eagle. I lose a lot of healers in the process. Okay. When I look at this base, obviously I want to go for the clan castle again. And you shared a replay like this, I think it was a couple days in a video that I smashed in a war attack. And I started my queen walk at about 4 o'clock, walked her all the way up to the north, which is where I started her on this one. If I had to do it over again, probably would place her at 3 o'clock. Would have been a little easier to funnel her straight to the north, break her in. But she walks the wrong direction. Try and make an adjustment, and I do end up getting the 3, even without any healers on my Pekkas. Wow. And with this one, I believe all the point defenses are maxed. The queen is close to max. She's 49. Yeah. So, yeah, let's...
pretty strong base.
Yeah, the walls aren't maxed, but again, you're only using 1 jump. Yeah. So the walls doesn't really make a lot of difference, because you're usually not breaking into too many walls with this strategy. You're usually trying to avoid, you know, lots of compartments where you have to break through walls.
All right, so why don't we get into this one? Let's hit play in 3, 2, 1, and play, and you could walk us through what's going on.
Yeah, so again, dropping the queen with the warden, trying to drop that baby dragon to push that queen to the north. It doesn't end up working. I think I placed her maybe 1 tile to the north too far. Yeah. Because she goes up and takes the cannon out before she takes that bomb tower out. And then she ends up walking to the south. If she would have taken that bomb tower builder hut out first, she would have walked to the north. But again, it's that 1 tile placement, I think, which kind of screws up some attacks. Yeah. And I'm not one, I don't use like a protractor measurements to try and get it down, or, you know, I think that's the fun, just trying to do it on the first try without any serious thought. Now you see this is where I run into air mines, so I drop a healer to replace that. That healer gets taken out. Drop another healer. That one gets taken out as well. Oh, boy. So I think Eagles are over prioritized on defense. I think people protect them a little bit too much. So in this case, all my healers. I have none for my Pekkas. So try and drop them out of the way of any point defenses and get that baby dragon down to push everybody into the base. Okay. So rage up to take care of that queen, get everybody into that base as soon as possible. And actually, the queen's going to double back on this attack and go the other way, which I wasn't planning on either.
No. But is she going to take care of that Inferno? That could actually be a good thing in the end.
Yeah, she is, which is kind of nice. Luckily, the clan castle wasn't air troops, so it didn't play a factor in the Pekkas and bowlers smashed it. And I dropped that jump spell, so hopefully some of the bowlers go in and take care of that clan or the town hall, which they do.
Worked out, man.
So this one wasn't looking too good. I knew it was going to be close on time. Luckily, the healer stayed with the queen, so she's staying up.
Yeah.
I was a little worried this one came close on time, but just squeaked through with enough troops. Last of my bowlers go down. I don't think I have any Pekka. My Pekkas are gone. At this point, I thought my queen was going to go up and get taken out by the archer tower and cannon, but she doubles back for some reason. Smart
girl, this raid.
So this was a little bit of a lucky 3-star, but you can see kind of sometimes the versatility. There's if you have enough bowlers alive long enough, they'll take out enough of the defenses that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, it really basically everything went not according to plan, and it still was able to pull in that 3-star against a base that was just about a maxed out Town Hall 11, which is impressive.
Yeah, so you're missing some of the max walls, but
yeah,
you know, I don't think I had to break through. Usually I bring more wall breakers than necessary. I know some of the guys at Elite Academy will give me a hard time, but one less bowler is not going to make the difference between a 2 and a 3-star usually, but not having that extra wall breaker might. So, or extra 3 wall breakers. So I usually bring more than enough. If you look at most of my replays, I usually have a couple left over. Usually only trying to break into 2 spots. Usually try and break the queen walk in and the Pekka walk into the base. Sometimes you will try and break 3-star or break into 3 places, which and then I'll bring like 3 more wall breakers. But usually I don't have to do that.
Now, something that you mentioned, I'm already on the third replay that we're going to look at, which was the 4th one that you shared. If you want to get yourself there, and while you do, I want to bring up the point. You mentioned that in that past attack, you used all 7 of your healers on the queen walk. So let's just prioritize right here and let everyone know that that queen walk is the main part of this attack. If you need to use all those heroes on the walk and multiple rages on that walk, that's something you would do, correct?
Yes, that is something. She is the most important. She's the once the clan castle goes down, she's not quite as important. But at the end of the day, she's your most powerful troop.
Yeah.
She's probably worth 1 Pekka and 5 bowlers just by herself. So usually in the beginning, I try when I get to the clan castle, I try not to use more than 2 rages on taking out the clan castle.
Okay.
And so I think that last replay I used 3 rages on her, which is something I don't like to do. I like to have 3 rages left over for the Pekka bowler walk portion, just because those Pekkas, bowlers, those healers all raged up, they will smash a base completely.
Oh yeah.
But that initial queen walk is so important. You got to do what you can to keep her up, and sometimes you over prioritize a little bit, and that last replay was an example of that, but it ended up working out all right.
Well, looking at this new base right here, the 3rd one that we're going to look at, I do notice that they have some single target Infernos, which we haven't encountered yet in any of the replays, which is basically a queen walk's worst enemy, right? I mean, that'll melt your queen even with those healers on it. I mean, it's been great for queen walk since the update. You know, you could walk right through those multi-target Infernos without any fear at all. But the single targets, you know, they're a problem. So I'm looking at the base. Your army composition is exactly the same. Why don't you tell us what you're looking at here? It looks like this is a pretty max base yet again. Even the heroes are pretty high level. So what's going on in this one?
So again, here I'm a little worried about those single target Infernos, and you'll see they cause me a problem in this attack.
Okay.
My queen actually goes down in this attack, but I still have enough troops left over that I squeak out the 3. Yeah, again, I'm looking at how I can get into the clan castle, take out the troops, and then move on from there.
All right. So why don't we jump into it then? You can kind of tell us as it's going on.
Yeah, let's do that. So,
all right, let's play in 3, 2, 1, and play. Where are we starting out here? There we go.
About 9 o'clock or so. Again, going in, taking out that clan castle. That's the main goal. So I'm going to break her into this compartment over at 10 o'clock.
All right.
Just so she goes in. And again, wall breaker fail, which is why I bring more wall breakers.
Smart man.
And just charging her right into the base. And so I drop a baby drag. I'm not sure why I did it at this point, to maybe help push her in. But I realized pretty soon that she's going to take out these defenses and then break through that wall on her own. So pretty shortly, I will drop a baby dragon down at the 6 o'clock to try and get that funnel set for my Pekka bowler walk. And I'm going to push those directly into the base. So the goal is to get those Pekkas and bowlers into that single target inferno quick enough where she's not going to get targeted by it.
Gotcha.
And for some reason, I hold back some bowlers and my king too long on this one.
All right.
So we're busting through. Again, I should have all my king, my bowlers down. Trying to rage them up, trying to get in there and save that queen as soon as possible. And I was going to say, do I even have a jump spell in this one? I don't think I took a jump spell. I don't see
so
it.
Your composition was different. Yeah, no, you don't have a jump spell in this one. You were expecting those Pekka to break through the wall.
Well, I'm short one spell on this phase. So you can see there, the queen goes down.
She does.
And at this point, I'm trying to rage everything up to get over and take out that that second single target inferno. So I drop that baby dragon in so she can go take out the town hall. And just drop my second rage. I'm trying my hardest to get that single target down.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there. The baby dragon just takes it out just in time to save the rest of the raid. And I have just enough troops left over at this point where I was able to pull out the 3. This one was a close one.
Sure was, yeah.
But those single target infernos can cause difficulties for this strategy. The main goal is you want to get those Pekkas and bowlers in there in time to distract them.
So if you had to do it again, you would have had a jump to get your troops into the core there, huh?
Yeah, I would have. I didn't even realize because I was doing this in farming replays, trying to get some replays together so we can share them. And I must not had one in my clan castle at that point, so I was short one spell in this raid.
Still
I didn't even
pulling in the
realize
triple too. So you still pulled in a triple with a queen walk that was busted about a third of the way into the attack, and with one spell short, which is the jump spell, which is the way you get around the base. So that says something about how powerful it could be.
You know, that's why this strategy is so great against ring. You know, these circle type bases where they can walk around, is that it just overwhelms them with the Pekka bowler smash. It's so powerful. It takes out so much of the base. Yeah,
it definitely is. I'll tell you, it's exciting to watch. I mean, I've been a big fan of the bow witch attack strategy. I've been making videos on it since it came back to the meta, and you know, I probably over recorded bow witch stuff, but this one is like, I really like it. It's new. It's not something you're seeing all over the place, and it really is dominating the bases. So, but you do have a fail for us that we're going to take a look at today, correct?
I do. I made a couple of mistakes in this upcoming attack.
And sometimes you could learn more from a fail than you can from watching the successful one. So I'm sitting on that fail right now. I'm looking at the base. It looks, again, like a pretty maxed out Town Hall 11 base. One thing before we get into it, is this only a Town Hall 11 attack, or can Town Hall 9s and Town Hall 10s use this strategy as well?
Well, this strategy, I've been using it for about a year. This actually started out as a 10v11 2-star strategy that I've been using for the past, like I said, year when I was at Town Hall 10.
Okay.
The only difference was, instead of the bowlers in the army camps, I would bring in Valkyries, and then jump them into the core, take out the Town Hall. Usually, a lot of times, I would save back the king and those Valkyries for the Town Hall, and you can still do that, and it's a very viable 2-star strategy for 10v11. So that's how it started out, and just the Pekkas kept getting buffed, and this kind of just developed into my 3-star strategy versus ring bases.
So I'm a Town Hall 10 myself. I'm about to make the switch to Town Hall 11. I'm right there, but I'm still a 10. If I were to do this composition as a Town Hall 10, obviously I'm missing the Warden and a bunch of camp space plus a spell slot. I'm going to need the rages. I'm going to need the jump. What would I take out of my composition for the camp space I have available? I would assume drop a few bowlers.
You would drop all 10 of your camp bowlers, and probably maybe depending on the base, one baby dragon. So you could take in 2 baby dragons. Usually I would bring in like 5 to 6 Valkyries.
Okay. Over the bowlers, huh?
Yes, over the bowlers, because for a 2-star strategy, you just basically want to jump them in to get the town hall.
What if I'm doing 10v10?
I've never used it for 10v10, to be honest with you.
That's going to have to be a test then. I'm going to have to try that out, I guess, and figure it out.
Yeah, but pretty much you would probably want to bring in 4 rages, a jump, and then like 5 to 6 Valkyries, which is just enough with the king. You send in the king and 4 to 5 Valkyries, jump them in. You can snipe that town hall after the queen walk, Pekka walk goes through.
Sounds good. Just a little side note I wanted to throw in there for those of the people watching that aren't Town Hall 11s, so that they can utilize the strategy as well. So we're looking at this base now. Again, like I said, it's a maxed out 11. Walk us through.
Yeah, I make a couple of mistakes on this one. With these corner walls, it's harder to set the funnel, and that's the main spot I failed, is just getting my Pekkas and bowlers funneled into the base with my queen walk. And a couple of other small mistakes. My poison I'm late on. So if we can just jump into it, hit play, and go.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, and play. Walk us through.
All right, so I'm going to start her down so she gets the clan castle. Right away, she's under fire, so I got to use the rage just to keep her up, which is normal, so that's not a mistake. Here's where I make my first mistake. I should be dropping that poison right now. I'm a couple seconds late on it, so I end up having to use my warden ability just to keep my queen alive right away, which is not ideal. She would have died to that the bomb drop damage. So the queen actually walks the right direction that I want her to, but I just can't get this funnel set for the Pekka bowlers to meet up with her. I end up having to use 3 rages on my queen walk just to keep her alive, which is more than I want to. And
the ability also from the Grand Warden, which, you know.
Usually I end up having to use the Warden ability. So here I try and set that funnel with the baby dragon. I realize that's not going to work. So I drop my king and some baby dragon and some bowlers to try and get that funnel set, but it still doesn't work. And so my Pekka's bowlers kind of scoot out the side on me, and I don't have enough bowlers that go in, because that's your main smashing ability under rage. So I think if those Pekkas and bowlers would have went into the middle under rage, they could have helped taken out that core pretty easily. And I think I end up with like a 73%, but as you can see at this point, the bowlers are just getting taken out. If I had to do it over again, I would have dropped the baby dragon up by that army camp at like 2 o'clock, drop my king and a couple of bowlers earlier, and hopefully clear out that tunnel. I'll be.
Yeah, it's just they didn't get through the way that you liked.
So, and a lot of this strategy, it's just getting practice with the timing on when to do the Pekka walk and team up with the queen walk to everything to go into the middle at once. So it's a lot of timing that takes just practice getting used to.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And you know what? Everything can't be a 3-star. It can't work out that way every single time. So at least it shows right there that, you know, it's not foolproof, but it is still a very strong strategy. How do you recommend people practice this strategy or any strategy? What's the best way to learn?
Just continually doing it over and over again. A lot of the main important thing is I've been using Queen Walk since I was a Town Hall 9 with like 20 heroes, and that's what I use every single attack is the Queen Walk, which is the major component of this attack. So just practice with it. Just build the Queen Walk and just do it over and over and over again, and then slowly add in the Pekka Walk and trying to learn it from there.
Well, it makes sense. I'm going to your clan right now to give a little spotlight on them. I did your profile as well. I hear that you have company. It sounds like the wife and kids are home, so why don't we end things right now? Are there any last things that you want to say to everyone that's watching? Any last tips or anything that you want to get out there?
So I think, you know, obviously we used farming replays to highlight a war strategy. So after watching this video, I would go back and watch the video you posted a couple of days ago that had the war attacks, and maybe try and take some of the tips from today and apply them from that video, and just to learn, you know, the war the war attacks are a little smoother. These were a little rougher around the edges, not as well planned out. So, and that definitely shows.
And that's what happens, you know, farming attacks, you have 30 seconds to plan versus a war attack, you could take an hour to plan it out. So it's just
Which
how it
usually
goes.
I do end up taking about an hour per attack to plan, just to make sure my queen's walking in the right direction, my Pekkas are walking in the right direction.
Yep, that's smart.
And you'll notice in my war attacks, a lot of times I'll drop those baby dragons before the attack starts, just to set up the funneling early so you don't have to worry about the timing.
Well, that makes sense, man. Well, I want to say again, thank you so much for coming around. I know that my audience loves these pro tip videos because it breaks down the attack much better than I could do myself, because you are the pro. I'm just a guy that likes to play a little bit and shares all the great stuff that you guys do. So again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions for Mike, just leave them in the comments below. I'll have him come check out this video and he can come through and answer any of the questions that you might have. That's been it for today though, guys. I'm going to let him go because you could hear that there's definitely something going on in his house right now. So again, Mike, it's been real. Thank you so much. If you guys haven't yet subscribed to the channel, now's a great time to do that. Turn on notifications as well so you don't miss a thing. Clash content for you guys every single day. Live streams on the weekend, including the Spring Trap, which I do with Cleric Dragoon. You're not going to want to miss that one, guys. But Mike, thank you. Everyone else, thanks so much for coming down. I appreciate it. I'll see all of you back here again tomorrow. Until then, be good.